rival.
I'm going to ask you to do the thing I ask Wilds to do all the time.
Okay.
Which is finish the thought. So you're not surprised. You've been on the record for years that he is 90% of the talent of Mahomes.
That's right.
And you think Mahomes is the most talented player ever. So Justin Herbert is 90% of the way to being the most talented player of all time.
Well, would you agree that Peyton Manning's about 90%?
I don't think it's Peyton Manning.
He's on pace.
And so what does this mean for this year?
It means that he is going to continue on the Peyton Manning trajectory, which in year 6
was an MVP.
Was an MVP in an AFC Championship game appearance. And last graphic, please.
Oh, more graphics. Wow.
One more. He's ahead of schedule. Week 1 of his 6th season, where Peyton Manning won 12 games and was the MVP. He started with 0 touchdowns, 2 picks.
In case he was bad.
Right.
So that way if he was bad, he could be like, bro, he could be like,
exactly.
right there.
3 touchdowns and a win over Mahomes.
Drew, you're a neutral party, even though you did call Patrick Mahomes Jordan-esque.
Yes.
Were you surprised Herbert outplayed Mahomes?
Yeah, I'm surprised every time Mahomes is outplayed by an opposing quarterback, but I will say it's happening more and more often. And
the gap.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mahomes has been great situationally, but just statistically over the course of games, it's becoming commonplace. And so I'm really interested, like I said, this whole year, I'm interested in seeing what Mahomes does. You know, Worthy being out obviously was big, but look, players get injured. You know, a couple guys got injured in San Francisco. Stafford's been without his, you know, big receivers for a while at times. So it happens, but I'm still expecting Mahomes to be great. But like I said, I'm getting less and less surprised when he's outplayed.
Can I say something about it becoming commonplace?
Yeah.
I guess I would ask what commonplace means. So, obviously, it happened in the Super Bowl. It happened in Week 1. And then, but if we just go back, like in the AFC Championship game, it didn't. In the divisional round playoff game,
what about
it didn't.
the regular season?
Right, so I'm going backwards.
I mean, there were a lot. He only had a 92 passer rate.
No,
but so that great.
Right, so that's why I'm just going backwards through it. In Week 17 when they played the Steelers, it didn't. In Week 16 when they played CJ and the Texans, it didn't. I forget who the first game of that 3-game stretch was. I think it was the Chargers. The doink for the division game or whatever it was. It didn't there. So I think it's happened twice in like his last 8 or 9 games. It is the last 2 games he's played, but I don't think.
Well, how about this? Mediocre play statistically from Mahomes is becoming commonplace.
So again, this is where.
So if you want situationally and wins, but I know you're not a quarterback wins guy, so it can't be just he wins.
No,
we want to see him play exceptional.
So here's what I am not. I am not a quarterback wins guy. I am a who is the reason that you won guy.
Okay. Guys, what are we doing here? Justin Herbert outplayed Patrick Mahomes back-to-back games, both the last 2 games that Herbert played against Patrick Mahomes played. And so you're not a QB wins guy, and I already showed you the stats before. Justin Herbert played better with less the last time they played in December. Okay? So that's why I don't want to hear anything about injuries. I've already repeated that take 1,000,000 times. I don't want to hear anything about injuries. Justin Herbert had no one that last game, not even Lad Mankey. Okay? And Patrick Mahomes had DeAndre Hopkins. He had, Pacheco, et cetera. So I don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it. Josh Allen outplayed Patrick Mahomes last season as well, multiple times. I don't know what we're pretending here. I mean, make no mistake about it. This is a Justin Herbert video. But Patrick Mahomes against the Cincinnati Bengals last time, 18 for 25, 151 yards, 6 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a QBR of 27.4, and a passer rating of 80.6. That's outplaying Patrick Mahomes. That's outplaying Joe Burrow, who was 23 for 36, 258 yards, 7.2 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, and a 103.7 passer rating. Really? Huh? So we just say whatever we want now these days. We just make up whatever we want. I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, here was the game that I was talking about where They lost 19-17. Justin Herbert, 21 for 30, 213 yards, 7.1 yards per tab, 1 touchdown, and a 101.1 passer rating. Patrick Mahomes was 24 for 37, 210 yards, 5.7 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and an 88.8 passer rating. That's outplaying Justin Herbert. And again, he had Xavier Worthy, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, Guju. I mean, like, really, H, that's weird. News to me. We have to just start accepting that Justin Herbert has been on worse teams. And now when the teams start to get a little bit more equal, we see who's actually pretty resilient and who actually can struggle with the resiliency. We see that big time. We keep trying to protect, like, to even say, like, I'm surprised every time Patrick Mahomes gets outplayed by an opponent. Are we serious right now? Have we legitimately lost our minds? Surprised Justin Herbert outplayed Patrick Mahomes? Why? Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback. He's an elite quarterback. Justin Herbert is awesome. He is awesome. Now listen, his physical skill set does not leave the door as open as a Lamar, as a Josh Allen, as even a Patrick Mahomes, in terms of his level of mobility and the reliance on what you can do physically and just that threat, which then does shrink some of the options to a degree. So, like, there's a moment that Josh Allen calls hike, and you're just like, man, and anything could happen right now. Same thing with, like, a Lamar Jackson. Justin Herbert doesn't necessarily have that effect. Quite frankly, neither does Patrick Mahomes these days. He's trying to get it back a little bit. We'll see how much he can sustain it. But like Justin Herbert, if you give him some protection, if you can give him a competent defense and just people who can catch the ball, he doesn't need elite wide receivers. Just people that can actually catch the ball, that recognize, I got hands and fingers. I can catch the ball. It's all he needs. And he can get the job done and just needs a coach that isn't an absolute disaster. I mean, I've showed you guys this before. Last year, Justin Herbert and his receivers had 28 drops. He finally gets a coach. He finally gets some momentum. He finally gets a roster that's just at least like something, right? Not in and out with the injuries and all that, although lad. But he had 28 drops. 28 drops. Patrick Mahomes and 23 had 29. And all we heard all season long was, these receivers, that's why Patrick Mahomes' numbers are bad. And what do you want from him? They can't catch the ball. And this, that. All we do is get excuses. And all we do is downplay something like Justin Herbert does. Surprised. Surprised Justin Herbert outplayed Mahomes. It's just an insane statement to make. It's a better question to say, are you surprised that the Chiefs lost because this is a team sport, but you also want to talk about, oh, I'm not a QB wins guy, but I'm are you the reason why they won? And it's like Justin Herbert is the reason why the Chargers have even remotely been competent, have even remotely been a team worth discussing. And it's also really funny because later in this clip that I already showed in a different clip, Nick is just talking about where he's like, well, Patrick Mahomes got beat, but like what I saw was, and he was like, I think he was referencing one of the Super Bowls. He was the best player, but his team wasn't that good. And it's just like, yeah, welcome to Justin Herbert's world. Like, are you like, welcome to what a Lamar Jackson has gone through, a Josh Allen has gone through, a Joe Burrow has gone through. Welcome. Welcome to that, man. We keep creating these imaginary scenarios that Patrick Mahomes has just been putting the Chiefs on his back and that the Justin Herberts of the NFL just failed to do so. And it's just not true. It's just simply not true. There's zero reason to believe that. And in all the years that Patrick Mahomes was absolutely balling out, he had an amazing team, and everyone just still points to 22, and it's like Travis Kelce had the greatest season of his entire career, and Juju Smith-Schuster bought out, and they were, and again, Nick himself even admitted that that was a dink and dunk offense. It's why he led the NFL in yards behind the line of scrimmage, screen passes, and yak. It's not to say that Patrick Mahomes is a bad quarterback. Not to say that at all. But in the years that followed now, when he hasn't had elite weapons around him, he's just been a pretty good, he's been a great quarterback. Not pretty good, but like he's been a great quarterback. He's been on par that like what we've seen the Justin Herberts of the NFL do when they don't have an amazing roster or a coach that can just feed. I got you easy. I got you easy completions. I got you easy completions. I got you yak. Gotcha. Yak. And then everyone also want to say, well, in 23, you won the Super Bowl. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is an unbelievably great and gifted quarterback. No one is arguing against that. I will argue that if that defense wasn't as good, Patrick Mahomes doesn't even get to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes may not even make the playoffs at that point, probably because his division was so awful. But I just like we got to start telling the truth eventually. Right? We're trying to pretend that Patrick Mahomes is not outplayed, or that it happens so incredibly rarely. Huh. Last season alone he was. And now you want to use it didn't happen against the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Houston Texans. Second-year quarterback C.J. Stroud, where every single one of his receivers was injured and he had an absolute awful O-line. And then we're going to use the Pittsburgh Steel series with Russell Wilson. What are we doing here, man? Seriously, you got outplayed by Josh. Hal got outplayed by Justin Herbert. Got outplayed by Jalen Hurts. Got outplayed by, I think, did I say Joe Burrow? Like you're getting outplayed by all the great. Okay, you didn't get outplayed by Kirk Cousins. Congrats. You know who you are. Who you did get outplayed by? Von Nix at home. That's just a fact, man. That's just a fact. And again, in that game, he had Xavier Worthy, he had DeAndre Hopkins, he had Travis Kelce. Does everything need to be just so perfect for Patrick Mahomes to win for his stats to be nice? I mean, Justin Herbert clearly looked like the better quarterback. He just did. It's okay to admit that. It's okay to have that conversation where that happened to be like 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Like, it's okay. We don't have to constantly bring up the past. 3 Super Bowls. I don't care. That's not like that. We're talking about now. We're not talking about who's had the more successful career. It's obviously Patrick Mahomes. But that's all anyone ever says is in the comment section. The Super Bowls. 2018. What did the Chiefs do before Patrick Mahomes got there? And it's like, bro, what are we talk? We're talking about 2025 right now. Justin Herbert outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but what about, and it's just like, what about what, man? We're talking about 2025 week 1. That's what we're talking about. I mean, it's the in the comment section, the coping is just wild. Oh, congrats, Justin Herbert finally won one. Okay. Oh man, it's just crazy that no one's ever allowed to beat the Chiefs, or no one's ever allowed to outplay Patrick Mahomes without it just being just this insane, just truckload after truckload of just baggage of just all this. What about, playing the shell game? Look over here while I go over here. What about this? Let me just make up statements that aren't even accurate. let's just say random things that aren't even remotely true, but I say them loudly. I say them confidently. I put them in all caps and lots of emojis, and it makes it true. And it's like, really, we all got the internet. We all got the internet. But we don't have to downplay Justin Herbert's greatness because we're afraid that some of the shine takes away from Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Justin Herbert has had to deal with way more with less than Patrick Mahomes. It's just an obvious, objectively true statement. I mean, Justin Herbert's already on his third coach of his career. I mean, come on. Are we serious? And people like, well, he's had someone tried to argue. He's had a great roster over the years. It's like, what are you talking about? And even when he had a semblance of a roster, they either got injured or his coach was an absolute joke. The Detroit Lions still have a great roster. How'd that look against the Packers? Oh, is it because coaching matters? Yeah, I think so. Expecting Justin Herbert to be able to carry a roster with bad coaching in his second year in the NFL. Like what? He's still trying to figure out what he even wants in the NFL. Like what he likes, what he doesn't like, what he can and can't do, what he needs to be able to do. Like he's still figuring it out. And they're just like, we got to fire this coach. Got to get this coach. Got to get that coach. This roster. This guy's injured. This guy used to be great, but no longer great. This guy is great. Oh, he's injured. No. This is a year of telling the truth. That's what this is. Last year I was telling the truth, but I was up against it because, well, the Chiefs haven't lost since 1975. Patrick Mahomes is on the great biggest win streak since 1936. Patrick Mahomes is. And it was just like, uh-huh. And then now Patrick Mahomes got one of the most humiliating defeats in Super Bowl history, quite frankly, especially for a great player. And then he loses to Justin Herbert. And we're still just like Xavier Worthy injury, Rashid Rice suspension, Travis Kelce old. It's like, yeah, okay. Because Justin Herbert's out there dealing with just an elite defense, an elite coach, and he's got Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and Derrick Henry from the jump of his career, right? That's what Justin Herbert's been dealing with, really. Joe Burrow actually has a Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but his O-line is the worst in the NFL, and his defense is the worst in the NFL. It's like, okay, it's like, we got to put things in perspective. It's funny. I made this video, and I'm just like, is this a Justin Herbert video? I don't even know, because I'm still like blown away by the idea that people are blown away that Justin Herbert outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Like it's even remotely a possibility when we've literally seen it last year. Oh man, music crazy, really is crazy. We're getting closer to sanity because of like a Mahomes getting rocked in the Super Bowl. Because of a Justin Herbert beating Mahomes in a Week 1 game. You start to see like, you know what someone said? This is just too funny, man. This is just too funny. They were like, if Chris Jones didn't make that mistake, then Justin Herbert wouldn't have converted that third down, and then Patrick Mahomes would have led them to win, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, do you know how many times that Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Josh Allen and the Bills, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals, and Joe B have been on the receiving end of a decision like a Chris Jones or whatever it may be. And yet nobody ever said that. Nobody ever came up with that explanation. Nobody ever came up with that defense. They just said, nope, Joe Burrow, not good enough. Nope, Justin Herbert not going to. If Justin Herbert just had one of his elite throws caught in December, then the Chargers win that game. But you know what? It didn't happen. and everyone blamed Justin Herbert. They said, oh, Justin Herbert wasn't good enough. Patrick Mahomes outdoled him. It's like, no, he didn't. Lad Mackey wasn't there. Doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes has been dealing with injuries all year. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess so. It's actually a really hilarious comment to read that, oh, well, if Chris Jones didn't do that, then Patrick Mahomes would have led them victory. And it's like, all right. And if Josh Allen's tight end catches the ball, he leads them to win the AFC Championship game. If Z Flowers doesn't fumble the ball at the goal line, I don't know. What do you think? You think the Ravens could win that game? Always a shoulda, coulda, wouldas when they matter to you, but they're shoulda, coulda, wouldas when they don't matter to you. Funny. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Justin Herbert? Are you surprised? Are you shocked? Are you stunned? You blown away that it was even conceivably possible that Justin Herbert dares to outplay the legend, the King Patrick Mahomes? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.